So guys, I'm down here in Orange County, California right now, North Orange County, and helping a very good friend of mine out here moving out of Orange County. And what is shocking is, it's been a while. I actually lived in this area many years ago, but if you take a look around, if you want to scan this really quick, just go a little faster. Pay attention to the amount of cars. Okay, now a two-bedroom here in Fullerton, California right now, a two-bedroom apartment, that these were probably built in, probably looks about the 1970s, $2,100. You get two parking spots at the stalls back here behind the gate for $2,100. Take a look as I'm walking down here right now. There's literally 100 cars parked in the street. This is all the additional parking for the additional people living in these apartments right now. So you can probably average, take an average of about 4 to 6 people living in a two-bedroom apartment here, and in some cases probably even more. So, but at $2,100, ask yourself, with the cost of living today, maybe people going to school, college tuition, credit card debt, the cost of food, car payments, and $2,100 for a two-bedroom apartment, how are people doing it? And literally there are people upon people on top of one another out here in North County. And it just blows my mind how people are just living in this rat race. Now, interesting thing, we just had a magnitude 6.6 earthquake. Let's walk down here a little bit. 6.6 earthquake that just happened in Barstow a few hours from here on the way to Vegas. 6.6. I'm sitting in the chair at the apartment here, and I'm literally like getting rocked back and forth in this chair for about 45 seconds. It was really weird. Ask yourself, what would you do if you were in an area like this where it is just droves and droves of people on top of one another, structures on top of one another. Imagine if you had a big earthquake, what would people do? How would they survive? We know that an economic collapse is coming to America. It's already begun, but ask yourself what you would do in a disaster, whether it be economic or it be natural. What would you do? How would you survive? I can tell you right now, just taking the odds, that 99% of the people living in this complex are living paycheck to paycheck. Most of these people, probably zero, have 30 days worth of food put away. Most of these people are unarmed, would be unable to protect themselves, and would be unable to get out of this area. And so what do you do if you've got to hunker down, if you're bugging in? How would you survive living paycheck to paycheck, no security, no food, and no skills to survive? And when I look at the massive amount of people living here and these cars everywhere, people living on top of one another, it just really makes me think, what would people do in an emergency? Again, financial or natural, how would people take care of themselves? And the answer to that is most of them wouldn't. Most of them would be casualties or victims of violent crime. So do not be one of these people. This is not a housing project. I'm not in some ghetto, okay? I'm in North Orange County. This is what is happening to your middle class right now. This is how people are living in Orange County. As people are getting priced out of the housing market, as these financial institutions come into places like Orange County and they buy up grips, thousands of houses, and rent those out. So people here in America, people here in Orange County, are getting conditioned to this lifestyle of just being renters. They're leasing cars, they're renting apartments, they're renting houses, never ever owning anything, never having a net worth. And so we're seeing more and more of this. And what I can tell you now from what I'm seeing, and after living in Orange County for many years and coming back today, is I can tell you, at least in North Orange County, what I'm looking at today is people's standard of living is decreasing. It is not increasing, it's getting worse. Now we will go to South Orange County, and it's going to be a whole different type of lifestyle up there. But if you don't have $2 million to buy a house in Laguna Beach, you may have to come down to Orange County here and live in a $2,000 apartment. This car that's right here, it's been here for, what'd you say, over a month? Over a month. And so what happens is, and this has been an ongoing situation here is people leaving their cars, and if they don't move, they'll eventually get towed. I'll tell you why they're not moving, because they're broken down, and when you're living paycheck to paycheck, as I've said many times, you're a flat tire away from being homeless. When your car costs $500 or $1,000 to fix, and you're living paycheck to paycheck, and you have a $2,000 or $2,100 rent payment to make, how do you fix it? And this is how people start getting into really bad situations. And this is why we continue to see the homeless rate increasing. It's not just drug addicts. It's not just people with mental disabilities. It's people who are here who are living paycheck to paycheck, and with a little bad luck, and if you don't have a family to turn to, you can be part of the statistics out there of homelessness. And so we're doing nothing in this country to help people. We're helping people from other countries, not helping people right here that really need the help. We need to be taking care of Americans first and not the rest of the world, because this is unacceptable when people can't even fix their car, when people are just paying 62+% of their paycheck to the U.S. government and then having to pay $2,100 to rent an apartment that's 50 years old. So this is where we're at in America, guys, and I'm going to leave it at that.